Nobody knows. Now I'm yelling off way more. And I'm charging for.
What's up, it's Keenan, come to you again. Today we have a special guest. His name is Bryant.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me.
So today we're going to talk about his new product he has called Inscoop. So tell me about yourself, Bryant.
Well, I am a senior at Penn State. I am graduating this semester with my degree in international political science and a concentration in international relations. So I'm excited really to get out of here and focus more on my app pretty much coming out soon.
Okay, awesome. Now tell me more about this app that you have.
Yes, and so it started about, I would say, last January. The idea, it's pretty much consolidated from where it was originally, but the idea was to kind of aggregate news into one platform. Or information, so we say. So that information took the first light in news. So we wanted to get all the news topics and all the news discussions literally on one platform. And so it was called 24Scoop at the time. Mm-hmm. So that platform was really close to Flipboard and what we know as Apple News today. And Apple News is really one of the main reasons why we didn't go through with that project. And it was great. It was a good learning experience because we learned a lot of the fundamental things we needed to know, asked a lot of the real hard-hitting questions that we needed to know, and then we finally got into our current platform today, which is a gallery for thought-provoking ideas. Inscoop is pretty much the inside scoop on things you would have never known. There's no other way to put it. You know, you can find news anywhere, but you can't find those thought-provoking, stimulating conversations anywhere else besides on Inscoop. So.
Okay, excellent. That's awesome. Now, where did this idea come from?
Yeah, so it came from, I was in my Poli-Sci 14 class. Dr. Henderson was the professor.
Okay.
And I was really asking myself, like, not that it was a surprise at all, but I was just really amazed that we had all this information at our fingertips. Dr. Henderson he's a brilliant professor. And the way he ran his course made me think, like, wow, like, all this information is out there. You know, you have those aha moments, like,
exactly.
You know of Google, you know of all this stuff, like, but it's like really, like, it's really out there. We live in the age of information. And so, you know, that simple idea that we live in the age of information really did spin, 24Scoop now into Inscoop. And so that's why I mentioned that, you know, the pillar of 24Scoop and the pillar of Inscoop is information, but more importantly now it's curation, right? Because we don't live in the age of information anymore. All that information is already out there for the majority of the part. Now it's how do you present that information to each individual user? How do you get each user acclimated to what they want to see? And how do you transition that? And so we've realized that curation really is the key to it. So we've really created a curated experience on our platform. So that's pretty much how we got to it today. We really figured out, like, okay, like it's more than just news. It's more than just opinions. It's the presentation of them. So that's how we got to where we are today. And a lot of hard work on our team's end, you know, a lot of hard work. So.
I understand, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it's always good to work hard.
Yeah, it is true. It pays off.
Yeah.
It pays off. And we were even talking earlier that it's not just working hard, it's working smarter.
There we go.
It's working smarter, you know, because a lot of times people like myself, you know, I think sometimes, you know, you want to stay up till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. getting something done because in your mind you think, okay, if I was up this late, that means that I definitely met all these milestones, and that's not even the case. You know, half the time you just wore yourself out efficiently. That's what you did. You didn't work efficiently. So I think, you know, for a lot of students, you know, student entrepreneurs as well, for them to really understand that you don't have to work hard, you just have to work efficiently, maximize your time very well.
That's exactly what my next question was going to be. Like, how is it to be in college and be an entrepreneur?
It sucks. No, because it's a lot of work, but that's with anything that any great thing you reap rewards out of, you know. It's very challenging, and I love that about it, you know. I couldn't imagine going through this college experience without being challenged the way I am.
Wow.
I'm just that individual where I do like a challenge. It's stimulating. I think that's why I didn't know where to even start. No one on my team knew how to start, and we just really believed in this idea of information, and we didn't even know what it looked like at first, but we just believed in doing something, in creating something, so we just kept moving. So, you know, and that was a challenge in itself, was figuring out the first step, you know, and then from the first step is figuring out, okay, what's the next right step I need to make, what's the next right move I have to make, and we knew nothing about that. And so it's awesome that we spent so much time really kind of figuring out what we needed to do, how we're going to get there, because now we're really comfortable where we are today. But yeah, and so it's tough being a college student and being an entrepreneur. And there's so many other college entrepreneurs, and they can tell you all the same thing. If you go to New Leaf Initiative, almost every student in there will tell you they're probably ripping their brains out because they have to worry about midterms this week, and they have to worry about product launches as well by the weekend. You know, so it's a lot of things. It's a full-time. It's 2 full-time jobs. Think about it that way, because you're a student, which is a full-time job, and you're an entrepreneur, which is a full-time job. So you're maxing out your hours every week. You know, so
definitely makes sense. So my next question is, if you had 2 tips that you can give entrepreneurs starting up in the college environment, what would they be?
2 tips. The first I would say is do not stress out under any circumstance. Especially if you're a student entrepreneur, do not stress out. No matter what, do not stress out. The entire premise of you being an entrepreneur, your core of being an entrepreneur, is that you're very able to solve problems very quickly. And so you have to understand that when a problem arises, you have the answer to them. Not because you're magical, you're not this unicorn. It's because you're able to calm down and not get stressed out and really figure out what is the answer that you need. How do you solve this problem? You know, I'm just thinking about a lot of times, like, you know, even outside of developing the app, you know, a lot of times, like I was an RA once. I'm on NAACP here on campus. A lot of the problems we have, they are high. You know, it's high level stress that you're meeting with all the time, and you have to think like, okay, how am I going to solve this problem? Exactly. I think the second, and I think one of the most important piece of advice I can give someone who's a student entrepreneur or anyone who wants to challenge themselves every day is, and I learned this piece of advice from Steve Jobs. Okay. Yes, I learned this piece of, it is to say no more often. Say no. You need to say no count how many times a day you say no. Can you explain that? Because for me, I'm kind of wondering where you're getting that from. Yeah, and so you want to say no as many times as possible, because so many times, especially if you're talented, everybody wants a piece of the cake. Everybody wants your help. Everybody wants your assistance. Everybody wants you to spend your time and deviate your focus from your project onto theirs, which is a compliment in many respects, but at the same time, it really does take from your own project. It takes from where your focus should be from, so you have to simply say no. You just say no to things that are not, like, for example, I'm a student, so I'm only focused on my academics, and I'm trying to launch my app. And so my schedule only consists of those 2 things. If it's not the app or my schedule, it's a very slim chance that you'll find it on my schedule because I said no to it. Again, you just say no. Some people may find that rude, and that's okay. You just have to say no, because you end up just crazy. You know what I mean? You'll figure out that you've went to 6 meetings today, and you got no work done. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? You're going to these meetings, but there's literally no work done. Exactly. So I would definitely say my second and most important piece of advice is to simply say no. Awesome. Yeah. So if we're trying to get this app, learn more about it, what do we do? Oh yeah. So if you want to go and find out about Inscoop, you can first of all you go on our website. Okay. It's inscoopapp.com. You'll love it. You go on there and it's really easy to navigate. One of my favorite parts about the Inscoop website is the fact that I get to see spotlight artists and spotlight creatives. Okay. You know, that's what Inscoop is about. We really do want to honor great creatives and great artists in every sense of the word. And so what we've done is we've gone out and we've teamed up with people who represent what Inscoop is, what we do, and who we stand for, and what we stand for, And so we highlight them on our page, we spotlight them on our page, and we just want to just genuinely showcase their talents, There's no catch. We just want to tell people like, hey, like, Jerry Johnson exists. You need to go and watch her play. The incident of Gambino exists. You need to look at her images. Desiree actually exists. You need to look at her fashion line.
Exactly.
And that's just it. We want to show people that these creative people have put the time into their craft and deserve recognition. So I mean, that's an amazing feature on the platform as well. And besides that, we just have some really, you get to know more about the app. You get to see, we have a lot of videos up there. We have some promo per usual. And we have our FAQs, which some people have some questions about the app. How is it different, you know? For example, a lot of people ask, well, is it a social media app? And the answer is no. It's a publishing platform because you get to publish thought-provoking ideas at the palm of your hands. And so, you know, and that spin is very different from social media because we're not asking you, and we're not cultivating a community where you're talking about walking my dog and selfie with mom. That's not Inscoop, right? You can keep that on your other platforms. What we're asking you to do is think unconventional, think outside of the box, and tell me, what do you really think about this piece? What do you really think about this topic? And so you can go on inscoopapp.com to find out more about us. You can follow us on Twitter at InscoopApp, and you can follow us on Instagram at InscoopApp. And so yeah, and that's where you'll find everything about that. And you can also sign up, put your email address in the website to find out when we'll launch on the App Store. We're just making it the best app we possibly can before we're out.
Time is everything.
Time is everything, yes.
Okay, so that's it.
Yes.
Alright. Thanks guys for viewing, and don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a blessed day.